Hey y'all, welcome back to Dots and Beyond. I'm Beth. Today we are doing a plan with me for January 15th through the 21st. Let's go ahead and get started. Looking back at last week, and I did add a few other things throughout here. I had a couple of impromptu meetings. On Thursday in the afternoon, I had to block off and wait for the exterminator to come to my apartment because I got a one-day notice that he was coming to our whole building. And then that same night, Thursday night, we spent part of the night in the middle of the night in our tornado shelter, which happens to be my walk-in closet. So Friday was I have no energy to do anything of a day, even though I had to work. It was just really a struggle. We live in Tornado Alley, and that's just the way that it goes. Tornadoes are all year long now, apparently. We used to not get them in the winter, but yay, global warming. Moving on to this week, and I'm going to change things up a little bit, I think. I'm going to shake up again where I'm putting my washi tape. We're also going to use this Floral washi tape from Archer & Olive that came in the, I want to say, Christmas or December subscription box of 2022. I think it was 2022. I don't think it was 2021. And go ahead and just anchor this all the way down at the bottom. It's a little bit wider than I like to use. I have a deceptively looking quiet week. It's really not. I have a lot of deadlines coming up on me, but I don't have a lot of meetings this week, at least not yet. I need it to stay relatively quiet so that as the week gets going along, I can block off some project time and quite literally block it off on my work calendar because there's some stuff I gotta get done. Straight edge, not a straight edge, we don't care. I could stick a sticker over it. I might. I probably won't. We're still using our headers that I made in my digital download sticker kit, so we're gonna go ahead and slap these up here. In the meantime, tell me what your week is like. Monday is a holiday. It's MLK Day. Here in the United States, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, for those of you who might not have that holiday because you're not American. The big news there is that it's supposed to snow here again in Arkansas, both Sunday night and Monday, which means the entire world has gone out to buy milk and bread because I guess they make milk sandwiches. I don't know what the answer to that is. I've never understood the mad dash for milk and bread when it snows here. It's just a thing. I don't know if it's a thing nationwide, but in the South, when there's even an inkling of snow flurries, everybody runs out and buys milk and bread. Milk, bread, and toilet paper. I did do some very quick meal planning just so that I could get an order in today. I'm filming this on Saturday. It's not going to cover the whole week. I really don't know what next week is going to look like in regard to meals. We're still going to put our spaces in here so that we know where our meals are. I'm still using this thin washi tape. That was one of 60 rolls that I ordered. I keep them in a drawer pretty nearby, not my normal washi drawer, just so that I can get to them a little quicker. And I just keep picking, coordinating ones that I think will go with that particular week. Last week was sort of this arrow one and just gold striped, just changing it up. But I specifically ordered this skinny washi tape for doing these weekly plan with me's. And I typically use them to block off where my work day is and starting somewhere around my commute. This time I'm putting it right on the 30 minutes where my commute would normally fall, except skipping the weekend as well as Monday because Monday's a holiday. But I think down here on the bottom, I'm still only going to take it that part way across. I was thinking maybe it would take it longer. We'll do another row. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take it to there. And then, where do I want this? I want it there. We'll put it there for now. Okay. There we go. Washi tape down. I'm going to put in my weather. We'll see how it goes. I need to find my good pen. I switched to the 0.38 Sharpie S Gel from the 0.7. I think it is, for a thinner nib in the Common Planner. Definitely love it. Didn't think I was going to like it, but I do. So I know it's January, but we've talked before about how I have an aversion to the cold. And this forecast is changing pretty rapidly, but the current forecast is that it will be probably Thursday before we get above freezing. So here on Wednesday, it says 34 for the high. My temperatures are in Fahrenheit. I'm an American. Even though I grew up overseas, never could make sense of Celsius. It's not normal for us to have that long of a cold streak. I don't do well in the cold. I don't like the cold. The cold is not my friend. I am going to do the weather icons with this Archer and Olive stencil. This one came in the December 2023 box. I have just unsubscribed. Not that I don't love Archer and Olive, because I do, but I've just unsubscribed from the boxes because I have too much stuff. And I might not have as much stuff as some people do, but it's too much for me in the space that I have to store. Maybe I'll resubscribe after my move. I don't think I will though, because I also just want to do a year of saving more intentionally and maybe not spending as much. I still haven't committed wholeheartedly to a no-buy, but I'm definitely leaning more in that direction. Right. We do have some sunny days. They're just sunny and cold. Sunny and cold. Partly cloudy days. It's a mix of everything this week. Mix of everything. Let me know in the comments if you've done a no-buy or if you've done a no-buy of a singular item, like I'm thinking about restricting myself from stationery. I feel like I just have too much, especially as I think about getting it all packed up. I have a move coming. I now have a move date in the middle of next month, so in February. It's going to be a relatively easy move as I am moving within the apartment complex where I currently am, but it's still a move. It still involves lots of cleaning, lots of purging, lots of replacing things that I switched out as a renter because I didn't like them. Lots of those sorts of things. There we have in our weather. I'm going to grab another stencil. This one I got from Amazon. Several people have asked where it was from. I will try to remember to get it linked. It was not linked in the original video that I did in this journal. I tend to copy that description because most of what I use is the same, and I will try to make sure that I get it in there. It came in a 3-pack. I think that's that. I'm going to grab the gold gel pen. Might have to switch gold gel pens. You can't even see the ink in this one. It's getting super low. I'm going to mark off meal areas. So this is lunch at work. I realized last week that I blocked off like an hour and a half. I didn't realize it until near the end of the week. That's just how funny it is when you're looking at these things and your eyeballs see one thing and you think you've done something else. It's all good. So that's where my lunch break is going to go for work. And I'm going to use the same gold gel pen and mark in the lines for our dinners. I have a couple of ideas for Monday. Honestly, I just did a very, not panicked Walmart order, but I just wanted to make sure that I got it in before everybody made the crazy run to the grocery store. Then today, my boys decided we didn't have enough of their snacks in the house. Right after the Walmart order came, they ran to Kroger. And of course, all they could talk about is, you should have seen the way some of the people were dressed at Kroger, and you should have seen the crazy at the Kroger. Like, well, yeah, you went out in the insanity of it all. I don't have any meetings scheduled in my workday. That'll change, just like it did this week where I had to stick some meetings in. But right now, I don't have any on there. And if I can decide either tomorrow night on Sunday, do just a little bit of a log into the work, see what I have going on. Can I go ahead and block some times on my calendar so that nobody schedules meetings on those times to make sure I have project time so that I can hit some deadlines specifically for the subsequent weeks. I don't have any deadlines this week specifically, but the following week and then all the way through the middle of February, I have deadlines, which does not make for a great time when you're getting ready to move. And then my dinners down here, I guess I'm just going to write them in as they come. If it does snow on Sunday and Monday, and it snows substantially, and who knows, it could not have a single flurry, and we could have 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. You just never know here. They never get it right. We're just going to wait and see what happens. If we get a ton of snow, I have a very big hill, both into my apartment complex and at the exit of my apartment complex. They don't get a lot of sun, so they stay icy for a really long time. I do work from home on Tuesday. I'm in the office Wednesday, maybe, but I can work from home if I need to on Wednesday or Thursday or however many days. I'm actually considering personally revoking a remote day because it's gotten very difficult for me right now at home to focus on work. Been kind of in a spiral, just a little bit of one, I think. I think I'm going to be able to get myself out of it. I'm just admitting to the world right now, I've been in a little bit of a spiral. I've been in a little bit of an I can't mental space, which is not the greatest space to be in. And is not like me, even when I'm depressed. An I can't spiral is new and different. Not liking it, I can tell you that right now. It's where we are at the moment. Again, Monday is a holiday. I'm probably going to do some things around the house. I need to work on my video for Wednesday because it's not coming together like I want it to. Also, the video probably for Sunday as well. It's time for me to start sketching my son's bullet journal for February. That's a very creative project. And of course, I have to steal his journal from him in order to do that. I have this header right here, and I'm going to erase it because I think I'm going to move it up one line. And just highlight a little. Highlight this with my gray and there too, just in case. One of the projects that I am giving myself this week, I'll probably start it on Monday and work on it all week long, is my book. In preparation for moving, I had let my Notion database get way far behind as far as my reading. So the books that I own, what status are they in? And even then, my library database had always kind of been what you own, don't own, unhauled, that sort of thing. I've reconfigured it today to make it a proper series tracker and all of those sorts of other things that I can start tracking and sorting by and whatnot to keep track of it a little bit better. But primarily, I need to go through my books and see if there's any that I need to unhaul, which I've done fairly recently in the last 2 to 3 years. It's not a thing I do annually. I need to go through my books and start getting them packed. What do I need to put on here? The first one was going to be Notion. I did that today, so I can actually check that off because I updated that database and it is ready for me to go through my books one by one as they come off the shelf. Make a hard decision on, do I need to unhaul it? I do have an unhaul column on that database that I can check because that way I know at one point in time I've owned that book, right? And I don't want to own it again because I've already unhauled it once. The thought process there. I tweaked my Notion database. I wrote purge. I don't know how much of a purge it'll actually be. Then I need to do a genre sort before I start trying to inventory them. Then we're going to do an inventory. The boys are going to help me with that. Read off things to me so that I can be plugging it in on my iPad or somewhere else on Notion. Making sure I've got format right. Is it a hardback? Is it a paperback? And then we can pack them. We can stack them, and then I can take the ones that I've gotten rid of and donate them. I will probably put, let's just do this. I think I made that decision earlier today. I'm going to put art. I'm going to take the art off the walls and decide if I'm keeping it, which I'm probably keeping it. Then I can decide what I'm going to do with the art. I'm going to go ahead and bring these down a couple more. This is going to be getting art off the walls, inventorying it as well. I actually have a home operating system within my Notion, and I've never fully fledged it out. I told the boys that this move is the time that we're going to do that. We're going to measure things, so I'm going to know what measurement all my art pieces are, what rooms they typically go in. I do move things around a lot. We're going to get to furniture inventory as well. And that way, I'll have it all in a Notion database for the sake of insurance purposes and all of that. It's not just frivolous. These are the pieces that I have. This is the size dimensions. And that way insurance can give you a full estimate if my apartment burns down. There's a purpose to it. We got out tubs today. I have a lot of empty plastic tubs that we've used in previous moves. I'm not going very far, but we do need to get things down and sorted. Let's stick a little bit more of this foofara in here. I felt like this teapot with the snowflakes on it was going to be perfect for this week and the impending snow. It would help if I could put it down straight, which I did not, but that's fine. We have our January. This is the last one I have. I'm going to, in my February kit, do one for each week plus one for the monthly. So maybe 5 of them. Next week, I won't have one unless I print one separately, and I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. I might. Okay, I am going to, up here, the astrological symbol for the sun. I'm a Leo. I'm a sun sign, so it's just what I use. In my CoStar app, get a weekly horoscope. It's not so much about the horoscope as it's just plain common sense knowledge that sometimes I need a reminder of. Last week it said, honor your feelings, they are facts. Your emotional life is rich and deep, trust what you feel. I typically don't get that email from CoStar for the weekly horoscope until sometime Sunday, so this time I'm leaving space for it. Up here, it typically fits on one line. Down here, I am going to put a space for my son Kenny's schedule. Mine is pretty standard. He pretty much knows where I am. I put his in there so that I don't ask him 5,000 times, and he doesn't get upset with me for asking him 5,000 times, especially when we're trying to figure out who's going to do what for the week. All right, we have some more stickers here. I think I'm going to use this cozy fireplace down here. Tried to go ahead and pick some of my stickers that had a little pink in it because I knew I was going to be using this washi tape from Archer and Olive, which I've never used for anything else. Here is one of my plants that is just in a pearl frame. What day do I think will be the quietest? Probably Friday. Unless there's an event on Friday, it is one of those days where I typically can get some project work done because I get like 3 emails. Everybody disappears on Friday, especially Friday afternoon. This is a teensy little snowflake, and we're just gonna add it right here and see if it actually does snow. This space down here I'm going to leave for deliveries or if I want to jot down any memories. And so we're ready to go ahead and jump to my week 3 list. And those lists I am doing on my, keep skipping that page, on my dailies. So this is my daily log for the weekend. I've combined it for Saturday and Sunday. The only other thing I've added in here, I put some gold washi tape on a tab. I'm starting to put just a generalized moving plan in here because this is the weekend that I'm going to be moving. I do work during the week. There's only so much time I have to get ready for the move. So my weekends are marked here and starting to make a list of some things that I need to do. So I've gone ahead and tabbed that so that I can get back to it. This was our list 2 from last week for January 8th through the 14th, which was list your favorite characters from books, movies, television, etc. I did decide that I don't love not having a standardized header. So here's list 1, which was my goals and dreams for the year. I have printed up headers that just say list 3, 4, 5, whatever. I'll have this and I'll handwrite what the actual list is because I didn't want to go through and spoil the list for every week because I'm trying to let myself be surprised by the list. We're going to go ahead and cut out list 3. There is list 3, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm doing the 52 lists project this year. And so at the beginning of every week, I am chronologically going through the lists in this book. This week is list the happiest moments of your life so far. And under take action, it says sometimes it's easy to forget all of the wonderful things that have happened in our lives. Come back to this list every day this week to remember you live a beautiful life. And that was very triggering for me this week. I'm not feeling like it's all that beautiful right now. Like I said, I've been in a spiral and a little bit on the struggle bus. We're going to put this as close to center as possible. There we go. And so to read that was like, really, this week? Now, this is when you want me to write down the happiest moments of my life. And I want them to be happiest moments. I don't want them to all be cliches. I am a mother. My boys incorporate some of the happiest moments of my life. I'm not going to say that their birth is the happiest moment of my life. I love them. Neither one of them was planned. Again, bipolar disorder. But they have definitely added to some of the happiest moments of my life since their birth. Let's go ahead and put this in. Also, childbirth is just dramatic. There's also that. I never felt like I was blooming when I was pregnant to begin with, and then childbirth was relatively painless compared to 9 months of carrying. Yes, I don't know. Everybody who's like, the birth of my child was the most happy moment of my life. I'm like, I'm good. I'm happy for you. That's great. I choose other moments of joy that my children have given me rather than the birthing experience. I am going to go ahead and write this take action up here at the top. because I'm in such a funk, because I'm in just such a bad headspace at the moment that I want to remember this and make it intentional for the week. All right, there we go. And then I am going to separate the page down the middle just to give a little more interest to our list. And I am not going to fill this out today, or I might start on it today. I'm not going to film it for the video. I'm also going to put a gold line up here. Like I said, I've been in a bit of a funk and I've just not been in a great headspace. And I just think that my list is going to be tainted by my mood. And I have a negativity bias when it comes to the word happiness anyway. I've been working on the difference between happiness and contentment because I've had plenty of happiness in my life. Contentment is difficult for me to find, accept, realize that I'm in that place. It's one of those things that I'm working on. And lack of contentment is one of those things that leads to my funks. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it's chemical with my disorder, but sometimes it's just life getting in the way. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. For those of you who may have been around for a little bit, not only did I have my job in Dots & Beyond, I also had a side hustle. I resigned from that this week, recognizing that I need to care more for me than I do the money from a second job. That was a weight lifted. It just wasn't enough of a weight lifted. I'm still feeling weighed down by some other things. All right, I think our dots have dried. So there is list 3. I will show this to y'all next week when we look at list 4. Like I did list 1, I filled it out off camera at a different time, but then we peeked at it last week when I did list 2. So we will come back and look at these if you're super curious and want to see what they say. That is the setup for this week. Let me hop back to our weeklies here. And I am ready to go. Like I said, it looks relatively empty. It looks relatively quiet, but that's gonna definitely fill up when I super dig in and plan for my work week once we get past whatever this snow situation is going to be like on Sunday and Monday here in the Deep South. I hope you guys are liking these plan with me's. This is new for me to do week to week here in 2024. I did a few of them at the end of 23, but it's a little bit of a peek into my life, a little bit of a peek into my planning process. If you like these kind of videos, just go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.